Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Friday, 28th day of October, 26th day of Tishrei. Here we go. There is a halacha mentioned in the Gemara which has to do with ruach ra. That means an evil spirit that can park itself on a food, and we try not to partake of foods that have that evil spirit. This is kind of like a mystical, Kabbalistic kind of thing, but the Gemara does say it, and we do like to be cautious about it, although we don't fully understand what it means. So I'll give you an example of how the Gemara says it and how it applied to us. Things like a hard-boiled egg that's peeled, or an onion that's all peeled, or a garlic clove that's all peeled. If you left those foods peeled and exposed and open overnight, then mystically speaking, this ruach ra, this bad spirit, would rest upon those foods. Don't expect to be able to explain it. This is not logic. This is mysticism, but we don't like to mess with it. And according to some halachic sources, it would be inappropriate or even dangerous to eat a hard-boiled egg that had been left peeled overnight, an onion that had been left peeled overnight, and garlic clove that had been left peeled overnight. Now, if you're listening to this and you never heard of it before, you're probably thinking, "Oh, come on, this doesn't apply anymore, does it?" There are actually rabbis who say that, yeah, this doesn't apply anymore, but there are too many that say that it still does and that we still are supposed to be cautious for it. So, like they asked this to Rav Belsky, alav shalom, and he was of our generation, and he said that we should still be cautious about this and not eat a hard-boiled egg that had been left overnight unpeeled, or same thing with an onion, same thing with a garlic clove. So, bottom line, this is a law that you should still think about even today, not to eat an egg that had been unpeeled, peeled, with the shell off of it and just sitting there exposed all night. Even in a refrigerator and everything, it's still a problem. The good news is that if some of the peel was left on, or some of the peel of the onion was left on, or the egg or the garlic, that would be enough. It doesn't have to be fully covered. And if a little bit of the shell was still on, then none of this law would apply. So if you're listening to this, you're probably thinking, okay, fine, fine, fine. So I have a hard-boiled egg. It is peeled. I'm just going to put it in a plastic bag, okay, Ziploc, and I'll zip it up. Well, that doesn't take away the problem. This is mystical, and a Ziploc bag is not going to take away that issue. So officially speaking, the law is that you're supposed to be careful about this all the way down to today in our modern generation, even in a refrigerator and everything. So, and if it's the first you're hearing of it and you're like, what? I'm not going to do this. Speak to your rabbi about it. I don't know. Your rabbi might tell you that don't worry about it. I know that this thing exists, but the custom of my rabbi was to not concern ourselves with this. I'm just educating you that this that this law is out there, and I want to teach you a few more things about it over the next few days, and then you'll decide accordingly with your own rabbi if you want to stick to this good stringency, which Rabbi Belsky does suggest that you do even today in 2016. So thanks for logging on. Log on again after Shabbos, and we'll try and continue this law with you for another 2 or 3 days. Thank you, and have a great Shabbos. Bye bye.